In today's video, we are diving into a heated geopolitical story unfolding in the Sahel. Niger, one of Africa's fastest growing economies, has just demanded that Chinese workers leave its oil project. Why is this happening? What does it mean for Niger, China, and the global energy market?
Shifting our focus to some news from West Africa, the junta-led authorities in Niger have expelled 3 Chinese officials working in the oil sector in the country.
Stick around as we break this down on this channel, and don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and leave whatever you think in the comment section. Now, I have always been talking about Ibrahim Traore. I've always been talking about Mali's president, Assimi Goïta. But today, we are looking into the bigger lens, and we are going straight into Niger. The president of Niger has come out to say that it's about time that even top
Chinese officials in these companies were given 48 hours to leave.
So he's saying that you have to step down a little bit. Now we are going to dive into the whole conundrum, and I hope you have already subscribed. So let me take you back a little bit. Niger began producing oil in 2011 with the Agadem oil field. The China National Petroleum Corporation, or CNPC, has been heavily involved since 2008, but tension have been brewing. In March 2025, Niger expelled 3 Chinese oil executives over a massive pay gap. Chinese workers earn 8,676 a month on average, whilst Nigerian workers in the same roles made just 1,002. Oil Minister Sahabi Umaru called it unfair, saying, "We are not satisfied with how wealth is distributed." Fast forward to May 2025, and Niger is now asking more Chinese workers to leave as it seeks greater control over its resources. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can we take a moment to clap for the Niger president? Now, I love this. So, one Chinese guy working the same role as an African guy or Nigerian guy was earning over $9,000, whilst one Nigerian African guy was earning $1,200. My God, bro, if you do the math, this is 90% more than what the average African person was earning in Niger. Inequality. Discrimination. This is discrimination. How come we are playing the same role, but you are earning almost 90% more than what I am earning in my own country? Come on, man. I've told you, I'm not going to pay attention to only Burkina Faso. We are going to dive into the Sahel regime, the Sahel state, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Now I've heard that Chad also want to join. Sooner or later, it's going to be a one African thing. You know what I'm talking about. So think about it. This is unfair. So in this case, we can all say that yes, the Niger president is doing the right thing. Bro, 8:1. Nah, that's not fair. I want us to look at the bigger picture. Asking Chinese people to leave is not the end. There is a bigger picture behind. Now let's dive into that. Niger's move isn't just about oil, it's part of a larger trend of resource nationalism in the Sahel. Niger, along with Burkina Faso and Mali, formed the Alliance of Sahel States in 2023 after military coups ousted their government. In January 2024, they withdrew from ECOWAS, the West African regional bloc, accusing it of being influenced by foreign powers and failing to tackle extremism. These countries are now pushing to control their natural resources, whether it's oil in Niger, gold in Mali, or uranium across the region. They have also been closing up to Russia, which has provided military support through the Wagner group and even wheat shipments. Some analysts see this as Russia encouraging the Sahel state to reduce Western and Chinese influence whilst boosting its own. So the bigger picture is not even about just the oil. They are trying to take control over their own resources, from Burkina Faso to Mali to Niger. So the plan is not to even ask the Chinese people to leave. The main goal, their target is to have their own, everything under their control, so that they can manage it how they want to manage it. Because you cannot come from Africa, come to the UK, open a business, and you don't want the government to see through. Nah. Now, and especially the resources are for the Burkina Faso, the resources are for the Malians, the Burkinabe, the resources are for the Malians, the resources are for the Nigerians. Now, you cannot do that. They have to have a say in it. And that is what they are trying to do. And I love it. Any country that fights for their own country, I love you all. Now, Russia's growing influence in the Sahel includes 2024 agreement to build a military base in Niger, as reported by the Moscow Times, April 2024. France, once a dominant player in the region, has seen its influence wane after withdrawing troops from Mali in 2022 and in Niger in 2023. France 24 said that, yeah, we have seen that in the news. Now, number 4 will shock you. Number 4 is Niger's economic boom and challenges. Despite this tension, Niger's economy is a success story. In 2024, it posted the highest growth rate in Africa, driven by oil revenues and agriculture. The World Bank projects that extreme poverty, which stood at 45% in 2024, will drop to 35% by 2027. So after the military came in power, their GDP is going high, whilst their poverty rate is coming down. And you think that the coup is not helping them. Keep tripping, bro. Keep tripping. If the democratic president was on it and the poverty rate was on 45%, and since the military came in power, it has dropped about 10%, then what do you want to tell me that the coup is not going to help the country? Nah, you cannot tell us that. Nah, we are not going to take that. Nah. Niger push for control could inspire other African nations to renegotiate foreign contracts, but it risks backlash. China might retaliate by scaling back investment, which could hurt Niger's oil expansion plans. On the other hand, Niger is diversifying its partnership. Russia, Turkey, and even the UAE have shown interest in the Sahel resources. For China, this is a setback in its Belt and Road Initiative, which has poured billions into African infrastructures and globally. This could affect oil markets. Niger output may rise to 110 barrels per day by 2026, but instability could scare off investors. The Sahel is becoming a battleground for influence, and Niger's oil is at the center of it all. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude this, we already know where this is heading to. Niger wants to take control over their resources, Burkina Faso wants to take control over their resources, Mali wants to take control over their resources, which means these are the agreements the Sahel states have, reached. That's where they have raised that, okay, we are going to take resources over we are going to take control over our own resources. Which is, we are going to take control over our own resources, the gold, the uranium, the oil, and the food production. You can leave whatever you think in the comment section. Do you think what they are doing is right, or this can come at a higher cost? The name has always been R6, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Peace. I'm out, baby.